It was a good start to the game plan. First, second down, North Carolina went in today, and I thought the players did a good job coming out, practicing with good energy. We're in the middle of final exams, so we're not quite as long as we normally are, but it was good work today. Questions?
What happened at the end of practice? Did Dave Maluski get some sort of honor there?
He did. David got an award we call the Super Coach Award, and I'll let him describe it to you.
For a guy like Brazili to be going to his first bowl game, what do you think it means for him?
I think it's special. When guys go to play Division I football, you dream about going and playing in bowl games, and unfortunately for him, he didn't get an opportunity to do it before this year. And it was one of the things that I told him when he came here, that we were going to make sure he got an opportunity to do that in his last year. And I think even as we got close to that six win mark, the players kind of rallied around it a little bit too. Drew is a guy who really has assimilated well into the team, very well liked, a good teammate, the right kind of person for our program, and we're happy we got a chance to spend a year with him.
When do you usually start looking for those fifth-year guys? Is it a springtime thing or right after the season?
Every one of them is kind of unique. You know, I don't know if you say you try to look, but a lot of times it's a player who kind of initiates it. They talk to their high school coach. The high school coach reaches out to us. You know, we're not allowed to contact players on other teams, nor would we. So, you know, it really is something that kind of happens at different times for different players.
Kyle, you gave out your awards the other day. A couple good offensive linemen on this team. Why did the team get the top offensive lineman once you went to the program the last 3 years?
Yeah, it's really hard. You know, it's really hard. A guy like Taj and Caleb and Batim, they all get an award, and I think there's maybe just a little bit of added value. And you talk about the most valuable player. Maybe there's a little bit more added value to the guy who's got to make all the calls. You know, it's certainly not a gauge of one being better than the other. That's not what it's about. But each one was deserving of the award they got. And, you know, when you have a group, I said this the other day to somebody, it's the first time since 2006 that we've been fortunate to start the same group all year. You know, it's not very often. It takes a lot of tough guys, a lot of dedicated guys, and that's really what this group has been all year.
When you look at North Carolina on tape, what do you say?
Athletic, a lot of speed in the skill positions on offense, really big play capability at all times, you know, all over the field. They go at almost a frenetic pace. You know, they go as fast as anybody in the country goes on offense, and I think that's what their head coach wants. It's what he's accustomed to. So they present some challenges. They're athletic on defense. You know, they're going to do some things to try to take you out of what you're doing. A lot of multiple looks. I know they've had some changes in their staff, so there's a little bit of an element of unknown for us on offense, and we have to be ready for whatever ends up, you know, showing up on game day. I know that they've got the coordinator back, but their assistant head coach on defense is not there. So, you know, we really have to be ready on offense for anything.
How much is Komoko developed? I know he jumped out with the sacks earlier in the year, but just as this year's gone on, it's like a complete play.
Yeah, more and more. You know, more and more. We're fortunate this year to have David and Quanzel, you know, to play a lot on first and second down, and Komoko got in there at times on first and second down. You know, I hope by next year he's playing more on first and second down. You know, that becoming more of the complete player, not just a guy rushing the passer. I think he took some steps in that direction this year, but a lot of that will be built in the offseason.
With first and second down stuff going in today, are you done with the development part of both?
No, we got it going on right now. We've got some young guys out there practicing right now. We're going to keep them out here for a little bit. We don't have the numbers to scrimmage. You know, that's not in our plans. But I think every minute we can steal this time of year gets us a little bit further ahead. You know, once that bowl game ends and we start looking towards next year.
Have any of those guys popped out to you when you go back and watch the practice film?
Every one of them does. Yeah, every one of them for different reasons stands out. You know, some. You know, I think if you're looking for a position, you probably look at the offensive line, because we're going to have 3 seniors who are going to play their last game for us in this bowl game. And immediately those guys are going to move up the depth chart and into positions to compete, you know, during the spring. So, you know, I would say that's the group more than any that's probably right in line for competition.
Kyle, Lamonte was honored as a senior at the banquet. Has something changed with his status? Because I don't think he was honored as a senior.
No, Mike and I had a conversation, and what I tried to do was with anybody who might be in a position where maybe they were going to graduate from here, maybe move on to another program. I wanted to make sure that they had a chance to be honored the way they should be honored. And Mike is a guy who's been great to this program for 4 years, from a great family, has made major contributions this year in an area that most people don't ever notice in terms of being the holder on field goal and extra points, and has done a tremendous job for us. We're excited to have him for one more game, and then we're going to do everything we can to help him live out his dreams as he goes forward.
So going back to the development question for a second, how important is it when you've had 9 bowl games in 10 years, so it's been year after year after year you get to do this, how important is it that guys get 2 or 3 years in a row here of that kind of development? It's a lot of extra practice.
Yeah, I think as it adds up, it's a lot more. It's a lot of extra practice. We want it to be year after year after year. That's the goal every year, is to be playing in the postseason And I think when a guy goes through their career and they've played in 4 straight bowl games, it's probably adds up to about 3 springs. It's like 3 extra springs. It's not quite spring, but it's pretty close. I think all those things help, because the other times of year we can't use a football, and that limits what you can do in terms of trying to bring them along. This time of year we can, so we try to take advantage of every minute of it.
Got time for 2 more?
Get one of those fathead posters, or that just the balls?
I'm hoping it's just the players. I really am. Unless it's of my children, I'm really hoping it's of just the players. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys.